Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Excuse me. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chev Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 15th chapter. Pandavas retire timely. Text number 22-23. Rajanstvayanu suhridamna suhritpure viprashapa vimudanam nignatam mushti bhirmitha varani madiram pitva madonmathit chetasam ajanatam ivanyonyam chatu panchavasheshita. So Arjun is further telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, O king, since you have asked me about our friends and relatives in the city of Dwarka, I'll inform you that all of them were cursed by the Brahmins, and as a result, they all became intoxicated with wine made of petrified rice and fought among themselves with sticks, not even recognizing one another. Now, all but 4 or 5 of them are dead and gone. Just imagine, I mean, when Yudhishthira Maharaj must have heard this, how he must have felt. Prayane tad bhagvat ishwarasya vicheshtitam mitho nignanti bhutani bhavyanti chayan mitha. Factually, this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord, the personality of Godhead. Sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. According to anthropologists, there is a nature's law of struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. But they do not do that. Behind the law of nature is a supreme direction of the supreme personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the law of nature is executed under the direction of the Lord. Whenever, therefore, there is peace in the world, it must be known that it is due to the goodwill of the Lord. And whenever there is upheaval in the world, it's also due to the supreme will of the Lord. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. Whenever, therefore, there is a disobedience of the established rules enacted by the Lord, there is war between men and nations. The surest way to the path of peace, therefore, is dovetailing everything to the established rule of the Lord. The established rule is whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we sacrifice, or whatever we give in charity must be done to the full satisfaction of the Lord. No one should do anything, eat anything, sacrifice anything, or give anything in charity against the will of the Lord. So that is the path to peace. Discretion is the better part of valor, and one must learn how to discriminate between actions which may be pleasing to the Lord and those which may not be pleasing to the Lord. An action is judged by the Lord's pleasure or displeasure. There is no room for personal blames. We must always be guided by the pleasure of the Lord. Such action is called yoga karmasu koshalam, or actions performed which are linked with the Supreme Lord. That is the art of doing a thing perfectly. So, in the shloka, it is said, factually, this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord that all the Dwarkavasis, they just fought with each other and they died. Text 25-26. Jalokasam jalayadvan mahanto adyanti aniyasaha durbalan balino rajan mahanto balino mitha evam balishthar yadubhir mahad adibhir taran vibhu yadun yadubhir anyonyam bhumaran sanjharaha. O king, as in the ocean, the bigger and stronger aquatics swallow up the weaker and the smaller ones. So also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to lighten the burden of the earth, has engaged the stronger Yadu to kill the weaker, and the bigger Yadu to kill the smaller. In the material world, the struggle for existence and survival of the fittest are laws because in the material world there is disparity between conditioned souls due to everyone's desire to lord it over the material resources. So, in the material world, struggle for existence and survival of the fittest are the laws because it happens everywhere because they are limited resources. This very mentality of lording it over the material nature is a root cause of conditioned life. So, we all have this mentality that I am the enjoyer. So, I need to have more. So, I can have more. And compared to the weaker ones. So that's why there is always a fight between haves and have nots. And to give facility to such imitation lords, the illusory energy of the Lord has created a disparity between conditioned living beings by creating the stronger and weaker in every species of life. So this is going on since time immemorial. Whoever has a power, he likes to use it in his favor. That's why they say, no, might is right, jiski lathi uski bhais. So whoever has a power, he says, whatever I'm doing is right because I'm the powerful. But they don't understand everything in the material world is temporary. Everything. Whatever power you have, it's gonna go away one of these days. It will be taken away. The idea should be the pleasure of the Supreme Lord is the right thing to do, not the might is right. But when one somebody has power, he forgets that the Supreme Lord is ultimate cause of everything, and we should be doing everything to please Him. Just that's why I said the other day, no, the real test is not when He takes away everything. Real test is when He gives everything. In fact, this is a reason Kunti Maharani when she prayed, she said, "Janma Aishwarya Shruti Shri Bhiredman Madahapuman." Means one who has any or two or three or all four of these qualities: Janma, high parentage; Aishwarya, lots of money; Shrut, lots of knowledge; Shri means beauty. Then that person becomes blinded. Edman Madhapuman, he becomes intoxicated with those opulences. And then he does not and he cannot approach you with the same feelings. And who are you, Krishna? You are Akinchan Gocharam. Means you are the property of the impoverished. You're easily approachable by the impoverished. So the real test comes when he gives everything. So here also, Prabhupada is writing, this is the illusory energy. It creates a disparity. Then there's always a fight between fight uh, for the material resources. The mentality of lording it over the material nature and the creation has naturally created a disparity, and therefore the law of struggle for existence. In the spiritual world, there is no such disparity, nor is there such a struggle for existence. In the spiritual world, there is no struggle for existence because everything there exists eternally. There is no disparity because everyone wants to render service to the Supreme Lord. And no one wants to imitate the Lord in becoming the beneficiary. This is the difference between spiritual world and the material world. Everyone wants to render service to the Supreme Lord. That's the beauty. And no one wants to imitate the Lord. Like in the few lines ago, before Prabhupada wrote, now we are imitation lords. We are not the real lords. We are just imitation. It's just like the actors when they dress up like Supreme King or some big king, and they act on the stage. They really feel like they are the kings, but it's just an acting. That's it. B- But in the spiritual world, everyone wants to render service to Krishna. And who's that everyone? Just like when Balram Jayanti, we were discussing about Lord Balram. Lord Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. And he expands himself in all five rasas to serve Krishna. Shantras, he expands himself as the slippers of Krishna, as the bed of Krishna, as the janev of Krishna, as the clothes of Krishna, as the helmet of Krishna. They're all expansions of Balramji. Because the whole idea is he himself wants to serve Krishna. And he is the source, or from him expands everybody else, all the Vishnu Tattvas, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu, everybody expands from Balramji. And Balramji himself, he wants to serve Krishna. And today is Radha Ashtami. You will hear lots of stories, lots of katha about Radharani. How she always wants to serve Krishna. And Krishna is also not there just to take the service of Radharani. He is there to give her so much of pleasure. And also, he also likes to serve his devotees. But the pleasure that Srimati Radharani gets by serving Krishna, in fact, that pleasure, even Krishna cannot understand. Krishna says, Bhagavatam says about Krishna, he is Swarat, he is supremely independent, and he is Abhigya. I mean, he knows everything. But when it comes to the love of Srimati Radharani and the pleasure she receives by serving Krishna, even Krishna himself does not know this. That's the supreme position of Srimati Radharani. Even Krishna cannot understand this. So, to understand this, actually, there are three reasons. I mean, there are three internal reasons: the beauty of Krishna, the beauty that Radharani relishes, the love of Radharani, and the pleasure she receives, she gets when she relishes the beauty, when she is serving Krishna. To understand these three things, the internal reason for Krishna to appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took the mood of Radharani. Krishna tells Radharani that I have gone in your heart and I have stolen that mood that you have for me. Radharani says, Krishna, you have just stolen the mood, but you still won't be able to understand it until you accept a guru. Because this knowledge, this it's not just a knowledge, it's a mood, it's a feelings that you cannot just steal from anybody. So Radharani knew that Krishna won't be able to understand the mood. So she came in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela as Gadadhar Pandit. And he acted as, basically he acted as Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in describing to him how Radharani feels when she is in this particular situation or that particular situation. Because Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. And moreover, Radharani, what she told Krishna was that, or she didn't tell, she just thought of itself to herself, that when Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is trying to understand my mood, and but when he experiences that mood, he even won't be able to contain himself. He won't be able to control himself. And he would again and again fall on the ground because it's too difficult for him to control. So that is the reason she covered Krishna's body with her body. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is golden in color. His body is golden in color. That's the color of Srimati Radharani. So the color inside it's Krishna because he wants to understand the mood or experience the taste that she relishes. But outside he was covered by the body, by the complexion of Radharani. So when he falls down, he is protected. Again, Radharani is serving him there by protecting him, by taking all the pain of falling on the ground on herself. That is Radharani. It's not like some people say, no, two teenager boy and girl, they are having fun in Vrindavan. That's not the real meaning of Radha and Krishna love. And to even go further, whenever we get to discuss Chaitanya Charitamrita or you read Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu would just be in separation from Krishna, of course, because he had the mood of Radharani. Just be in that separation, he would so many different things happened. And sometimes it's his body limbs, his all his joints would open up. There would be like 6 inch or 1 foot of difference between all the joints. Sometimes he would roll up in a turtle form because it's so much of ecstasy in is there. Sometimes he would run and jump in the sea. Sometimes he was found in the cow shed. Sometimes he was found at the main door of Jagannath temple because he could not control himself. He could not contain himself. When he was experiencing what Radharani was going through when she was in separation from Krishna. But we never read anywhere in the scriptures that when Srimati Radharani was experiencing this mood of separation, she underwent all these issues that her bodily limbs opened up, or she sometimes crawled up, became like a little ball, or anything like that, because she could control herself. So in many ways, that's why in many ways it is said that Radharani is greater than Krishna. He could not control his emotions. He could not control his feeling. He could not control his body, even his mind, when he also underwent the same experiences. So that is Radharani. Of course, Radha and Krishna, they are in a way one. Shakti and Shaktiman, energy and energetic. There cannot be any difference. But still, they have taken two different forms to experience, to relish the love. But in some ways, Shakti has become greater than the Shaktiman. That is Srimati Radharani. So today you all are celebrating Radha Ashmi. So please go take darshan of Srimati Radharani. And today is the day then when we can take darshan of her lotus feet also. So taking darshan of her lotus feet, actually it means is we beg Srimati Radharani, please pick us up and keep us as a speck of dust at your lotus feet. Please engage us in the service of your lotus feet. It is said by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that people who worship Vishnu are called Vaishnavas. Because those who are devotees of Vishnu are called Vaishnava. Those who are devotees of Krishna are actually called Karshneya. But those who are devotees of Srimati Radharani are called Gaudiya. And Gaudiya means those who are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So since we worship both Radha and Krishna, that's why we call Gaudiya Vaishnavas. But our main service is for Radharani. Of course, through Radharani, we want to serve Krishna, but not separately from Srimati Radharani. So that's why Radha Ashtami is very important day for us. Because Srimati Radharani, and in fact, if you read about the original Swarupa constitutional position of all our predecessor acharyas, they all are manjaris. Manjaris means little girls who haven't grown up to be adults, and they are in the service of Radharani and other gopis. So all our acharyas, they come in this line, this form, and they all are serving under Rupa Manjari or Rupa Goswami. So if we stick around and if we get purified, whenever we get purified in this line, then we will also figure out what form we have and what service we have. But chances are we will be serving under our Guru, under Srila Prabhupada, whatever form they have, but it will be under Rupa Goswami or Rupa Manjari. So that is a form, and that is in that form actually Manjaris have some special prerogative that they can go to any kunja wherever Radha and Krishna are sitting and meeting. Because Manjaris are little girls, they can go anywhere, in and out, no problem. But to understand Srimati Radharani's mood for Krishna, her love for Krishna, and the pleasure that she receives, even Krishna is unable to understand. That is Radharani. In fact, Radha, the name Radha comes from Aradhana, the word Aradhana, that her only purpose of her life is to serve, is to worship, is to take care of Krishna, is to please Krishna. Krishna has so many devotees, so many other things to do, demons to kill, this to do, that to do. Srimati Radharani, no, her only whole soul purpose of her life or of her existence is to serve Krishna in every way possible. That's why she's like in Braj. Uh, there's a saying: "What Radharani does, Krishna likes, and what Radharani likes, Krishna does." So that's how she controls Krishna by her love, obviously, not force. But this is what. So that's why, like Prabhupada said one place, no? If we are serving Srimati Radharani and Radharani recommends us to Krishna, oh, this devotee is very nice, he does wonderful service. Krishna cannot say no to Radharani. He has to accept that devotee in his circle of devotees or servants. He has to accept. So that is the power of Radharani. So she gets pleased very easily, being being a feminine nature. It's very compassion is right there. Just like Krishna, when he came in different incarnations, Narsingadev, Vamandev, Varahadev, Parshuram, Krishna, Ram, Balram, he killed so many demons. But when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took the mood of Srimati Radharani, he did not kill a single demon. Because this is not what Radharani likes to do, to kill people. She never did that. So that's why that makes Radharani, or that's why it makes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as more special. And Mahaprabhu Rupa Goswami says, you're Namo Mahavadani, you're most munificent one, because you have come to give Krishna Prema to everybody. Because that is a prerogative, that is a special position or special um, asset of Srimati Radharani is Krishna Prema. So only she can bestow Krishna Prema on anybody. And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. Take Krishna Prema, easily available now. And she can give, she can do that. And she does that very easily. She does that because she wants everybody, because she wants Krishna to be happy. And Krishna, she knows, will be happy when all the conditioned souls are back in the spiritual world serving him with love and devotion. So that's why she freely gives love and devotion to everybody. So they all can come back and serve Krishna. In fact, there are many pastimes when major eight sakhis of Radharani, she makes them get married to Krishna because she understands this sakhi can please Krishna in this way and I cannot. And that sakhi can please Krishna in that way. I cannot. So she makes all the sakhis get married to Krishna. Sometimes she put Lalita Sakhi on the swing with Krishna. Sometimes she put Vishaka on swing with Krishna. And once they all got together and made Tulsi get married to Krishna because they knew the heart of Tulsi Maharani. There is no jealousy, there is no enviousness, there is no competition in spiritual world. Only competition is, oh, this gopi does so much for Krishna, I will also try to do that much for Krishna, or maybe more, but not trying to surpass that devotee, that gopi. There is no such competition there. So somehow I was supposed to speak on Bhagavatam, but because of Radhashtami, again, Radharani's qualities come out. So I'll stop here, see anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just like the people of Braj or other villages, they pray to Radharani usually.
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, praying to Radharani is emotional, or we should do prayer to Radharani to help ourselves in bhakti?
See, we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radha and Krishna combined, and he has given us this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So we try to follow that, so we make better progress, faster progress, because then we get the mercy of our predecessor acharyas also. Of course, chanting the name of Radharani, there's nothing wrong with it. That's the name of Radharani. But because our line is this that we have accepted, so we want mercy of all our predecessor acharyas also. And when they say that you will attain Krishna Prem by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so there should not be any doubt in that. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, because while chanting mantra, we almost forget the meaning of Hare. So,
Yeah, Radharani is there as Hare.
so Prabhuji, shall we need to separately pray to her?
If you're chanting Hare Krishna Mantra and then some additional you want, yes, you can. But understanding that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has everything that we need. There's nothing lacking in Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Only thing lacking is our sincerity. That's all. Everything is there. If you get to read, there's a wonderful book by Mahanidhi Maharaj, Art of Chanting. So in that book, he has given different definitions of Hare Krishna Mahamantra given by different acharyas. Srila Prabhupada gave simple, but very deep, realized definition of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's saying that this means we are begging Radha and Krishna to please engage us in their service. But other acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jiva Goswami, they have given different meanings of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So once you read that, you will really relish and understand why Hare Krishna Mahamantra only, why not anything else. Brajvasis, when they say Radhe Radhe, they are already at some higher level. This is their last life, last birth. So they are in different mode, they are different level. We cannot compare with them. Is it okay?
But truly, we can go to Barsana temple and we can do the parikramas and all. I mean,
Yeah. Those places are there for to get a battery charged. Those places we go, we get lots of mercy, we get lots of impetus to do better in our bhakti. We get lots of purification, but we are not qualified to live there. And moreover, our field of activity is whatever Delhi, Gurgaon, wherever we are living. So field of activity is there, and the work is to preach, to bring more and more people towards the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna.
thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, and also I have heard that if somebody forcibly goes and tries to live in Dham, then he gets some diseases, or I mean, he can only live if Lord accepts him. Is that
Yeah,
true?
he will get kicked out. Kicked out doesn't mean he's well. It could mean he's not qualified, or kicked out also could mean that Krishna wants him to do some other service, some other place. It's not the time for him to come to Dham yet. So it could be understood in both ways. Dham is Vrindavan Dham, Braj Dham, Barsana Dham, Nandagaon. They're not places where we can just, of course, we do go and buy a piece of land and make a house. Actually, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, there was one big Seth who used to come to him, and the Seth said, Maharaj, I'm going to buy some land in Navdvip and open a dharamshala here. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj got very angry with him. You think you can even afford one particle of dust of Navdvip? You're thinking of buying a whole piece of land here? But because with our mundane eyes, we don't understand what is Navdvip, what is Vrindavan. And so that's why it is said, if we are not qualified, and we can still buy land and make house and try to live there, but we get only darshan of Maya Vrindavan and Maya Navdvip, not real Vrindavan. For real Vrindavan, we have to be very much qualified. And our qualification comes when we follow Srila Prabhupada, because we are in his shelter, under his shelter, and when we follow Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's mood was to preach. So basically we preach, we serve, and then by his mercy, by Prabhupada's mercy, we get qualified, we get purified. Then even if we are living in Gurgaon or New York, we are in Vrindavan. Consciousness has to match. The frequency has to match with Vrindavan frequency. Not the physical proximity. The inside frequency has to match.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Hare
Thank you, brother. So we shall stop here. You all have wonderful Radhashtami day. May Radharani bless you all with lots and lots and lots of bhakti and love and service for Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji, thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Thank you.